Hi, Mac Hyatt here. I see that you would like to set up a webinar, and I can help you with that. Not knowing exactly where you are in the process, I'm going to kind of start from the beginning and then kind of take you in and tell you about some different software that you should use, but also some things that you should consider along the way. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have a purpose for your webinar. Are you trying to get somebody to say sign up for a big event, or are you trying to sell a product or a service? Those are probably three of the main reasons to hold a webinar. And then if it's a product or service, is it your product or service, or is it something that you're representing for someone else? A good place to search for that would be, like on Google, looking for affiliate products that you might represent, where you're being an affiliate and they're taking care of all the fulfillment of the shipping and receiving and returns and all that type of thing, and that can actually work out quite well, where you're just getting a cut by bringing them a customer. And webinars can be very good for that, in terms of you've got a timed event and you're usually giving some type of special offer and bringing people to a decision. But in relation to that, you need to come up with the overall plan. And in your plan, I find it very helpful to start from kind of the end in mind. So you're starting with what the optimum outcome. You want somebody to buy something or sign up for something, and then kind of work backwards from there. And in order to get people to come to your webinar, you need to get the word out, with some advertising and marketing. And if you're lucky, you already have a list that you can utilize, an email list, for example, where you could send out your announcement. You should have a kind of a catchy name for your webinar, and then you're sending out this announcement. If you're kind of like many people, you're starting from scratch, so you're needing to build a list. And to when I say a list, I'm talking about, we've all done it. You sign up for something, you give them your first name and your email, and then you start getting all these emails. And it's not somebody just sitting back there typing in stuff. It's what they call an autoresponder. They do it one time, and then it gets sent out automatically to everybody on that email list. And it's also a good way to remind them, hey, you signed up for this, and it's 4 days away, and now it's 2 days, and it's tomorrow. The webinar's in an hour. Don't miss it. If you miss it, you'll regret it. And then hey, we're live, and so you're utilizing that. And even if you're going to provide them with a video after the fact of the thing for a few days, to don't tell them that in advance. That's kind of a strategy as well. And now an example of that capture list and the autoresponder would be something called Aweber, or another good one is called GetResponse. And those automatically send all of your messages. And that you'll find that in business that it makes a lot of sense to build up that list over time. You'll want to make sure that for when you're doing your actual webinar, that you have a good computer, a good decent camera, good microphone, and then especially a reliable high-speed internet connection. You don't want to get shut off or timed out in the middle of your webinar. That would be quite embarrassing. And then you'll need some type of software to hold your webinar with, and to help to operate that. A good free one is called Google Hangouts, and you can find that by just Googling Google Hangout webinar, and there will be some free links there for you. If you want something that's a little more sophisticated, something like GoToWebinar, Livestream, or Ustream are good ones to look at. They're pretty popular. And Also, in actually, when you actually hold your webinar, something that you might, I would recommend, highly consider to pre-record your video. You can make it still all look live and everything, but then if that would take off a fair amount of stress. It's fairly stressful if all of a sudden you see that you've got hundreds or thousands of sign-ups to your webinar, and you've never done one before. It would just kind of help to alleviate some of that stress to be having your video all taken care of, that you just stream that out to people, and then maybe you'll go live with say, maybe your picture up there or your picture in the product, actually where you're doing a little question and answer session. But make sure you control that, maybe limit it to 5 minutes or something, and then remember that what your whole purpose of this was, and what you came up with in your plan, that you're leading towards something. Maybe it's a special that you're providing for a new product, or that if they sign up they're getting this big discount, and then it goes away after the end of the webinar or shortly thereafter. And just make sure that that button that you provide for that sign up or purchase, and it jumps right into your shopping cart, and maybe it already has the item entered, and so it's all they have to do is enter their PayPal information or their credit card, and then you make your sale. But then make sure that you follow up with these people. There could be a separate list of preferred customers, etc. And then those multiple lists that you build, make sure you follow up with them on a fairly regular basis, so it's a good idea to give them some useful information or some free report or whatever. That helps you just engage with your customers, and as you build that list over time, that will be a valuable thing to you and to your business. So anyway, I hope that that has been helpful to you. I went ahead, I've got a friend that just an expert in this whole area, John Lavinia. There's a little picture of he and I together, and John is a real expert on webinars. He and a couple other friends and colleagues of ours have made over $10 million the last couple of years on just doing webinars, and it can be a real effective thing for you. So if you want to investigate this at a much more detailed level, then I would highly recommend you check out that link I provided there for you. But either way, I hope that the information that I gave to you here is useful to you, and I wish you all the best in setting up and holding your webinars. Take care now.